Hi everyone. These are a couple of quick notes on Classworks 11 and 12 since there were several comments made about both not being able to view the videos or not being able to access JASP or the outputs. So I just wanted to quickly walk us through and I've made some updates, so I want to show you what I've done to make it more clear where things are. So for classwork 11 on correlations, just as a note, all of your classworks are time limit none. There's no time limit. You can return to them as often as you want, for as long as you want, and allowed attempts are unlimited. So you can do the classwork over and over and over if you really if you wanted to. So the reason why I say this is um, some of you may have been hesitant to press the button to take the survey because you're afraid that once you start it, you have to commit to doing it or something. Not the case. You can always come back to it. And even if you did have to submit it, you can always just submit another one. And the version that Canvas shows me is always your most recently submitted version. So if you don't want me to grade out your most recently submitted version of something, then you can always add a comment to let me know which version you'd like me to do. So in order to view the videos and the output that are necessary for if you chose to fill out the PDF version, right? So we have this fillable version. You won't be able to access the videos and output necessary to complete this assignment unless you take the survey, because those videos and outputs are embedded within the survey as like questions of the survey. So I added a note saying this: note, to view the videos in JASP output, you must start the survey. So let's go ahead and do that. I am not going to open up JASP and show you how to use JASP because honestly, you don't need it to complete this assignment. You have the videos there that you can view and the output is provided, so you won't need to actually run anything in JASP. If JASP has been a pain in your ass, then I would say stop trying to make JASP work. JASP isn't going to work. So let's go ahead and see how you can do it without actually running JASP. So you want to take the survey. Sorry, my internet's a little on the slow side tonight. And you see it repeats the quiz instructions at the top. It calls it a quiz. That's just what Canvas calls it. It's just an assignment. And once you scroll down, then you can see, again, I have the data file. For those of you who JASP is working fine and you want to work with it, you can. For those of you who it's not working, ignore that part and start here. So watch the video, right? And a couple of tricks on the videos. You can always click the CC button to add closed captions so you can see what I'm saying. You can also go to settings. I'm just going to mute that. You can go to settings, which is the little gear. Click that, and you can also change the playback speed. So you can, if it's too fast for you, you can slow it down. You can slow it down to 3/4 of the speed. If it's the third time you're watching a video and you're just reviewing and you want to get through it quickly, you can always speed it up too. Go 1.25 times the speed or 1.5 times the speed and laugh at how silly I sound. So just so you know, those options, those tools are there. They're automatically built in. So as you see, the video is included, but to access it, you have to start the survey. And then you can always go to full screen for a better view of the video as well. Now, just below this, you can see it starts with the questions for the assignment. You can choose to complete the assignment using these options, and I encourage you to at least try, because this is how the test is formatted. So at least once you've worked with this on Classworks 11 and 12, this format, hopefully you'll be a little more familiar with it when it comes time for actually submitting the test. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Again, questions 2, 3, 4, 5, all of those are no correct answer. They're just asking you to think about the relationships or potential relationships between those variables or those ideas. So all of these are up to you. Here, I should note only the part about actually accessing JASP is optional. Please do watch the video. So this video goes into the second part of the classwork. Again, you can make it big. I have too much going on my computer right now and it's not happy. Okay. Please go away now. Okay, so under this, I've also pasted the output from JASP. I understand this was my bad. I didn't include a copy of this output right off the bat, and I am sure it is difficult to read the values off of the video itself. So I've added the output that you need just here below. So you have the descriptive statistics here that you need, and you have the histogram, hint, hint, that gives you an answer to the next question. Okay, so like I said, Classwork 11's been updated. There's a third video, and the output for this video is already included. It looks kind of funky here, but this is the output that we see here. And if question 7 doesn't work for you, that's okay. I've had trouble with it for a few semesters now. Just go ahead and skip it if it's not letting you enter anything. And I think that addresses most of the questions that people had about Classwork 11. Again, so here on question 13, we're just going to start introducing this APA style thing. I noted there was one question about whether you can use these examples that I give you as a template and just swap out the numbers, and that is exactly what you should do. Yes. You don't need to try to rewrite or recreate the APA write-up. Simply use the one that's given and substitute out your variables for the appropriate ones that you're talking about, right? Make sure that all the words match what you're doing. And then the numbers, you just swap out the numbers. So inside those parentheses, you will find that is our degrees of freedom minus 2. So I have a breakdown of what each of these numbers is and where they come from. The 0.47, that is the R value that's provided in the output. The 0.012, that is our p-value, and it may be labeled as significance two-tailed, because that's how it's labeled in some statistical software packages. Okay, it is up to you to. This is just purely for practice. If you want to type it out, I suggest you do, and then compare with the solution that was provided. Again, I apologize, it's a little slow right now. Right, so you can take a look, and then I've added some little notes on things that I think, and then some explanations that I think will be helpful as well. So you probably want to check that out. And then finally, if you want to upload your copy of your homework, or of your classwork, sorry, classwork, you can always upload it as this last question. So if you wanted to skip all of this part and just upload what you got, that works too. And then you just want to make sure at the end that you submit your quiz. And I didn't answer anything, but I'm going to submit it anyway. And you should always have the option to take the survey again, right? So if you want to try again, feel free. You can always go right back in. Now for classwork 12, just a quick heads up on classwork 12. The same is true. You need to start the survey, take the survey in order to view the videos and the output. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now here for classwork 12, you will find, here's the video demonstration. It's just a video demonstration showing what to do in JASP. There's no even talk through. And it's the older version of JASP. But what you really do need in order to complete this classwork is available just below that. So you can get a copy of the output from the JASP demonstration here. So I don't really want to navigate away from the page, but there's a PDF copy that you can open, and that looks like this. I think, yeah, classwork 12. So if you open it as a PDF, this is what you'll see. And I also, because I know some people are like me, having some issues with your computer being slow with too many things going on, I get that. So you can also, hopefully this helps. If there's something else I can do that you think will help instead, please let me know, and we can always try. But in the meantime, I also added it. Okay, we'll go ahead and say okay this time, as a Google Doc. So you can see that output, I hope, in the Google Docs, so you can see the values that you need to complete the assignment here. Again, you don't actually need to run anything in JASP because what you need is provided in either this PDF, which I forget I already showed you, or the Google Doc. Okay, and then if you encounter any, I can't remember which questions they are or which assignments they're in. Maybe it's right here. Here we go. So I have create the appropriate graph. Sketch out the graph on a piece of paper. You don't need to include anything here. You can, if you want to sketch it out on a piece of paper and then upload, like take a picture and upload that. You should be able to, maybe you should be able to upload, I think, an attachment. But if not, don't sweat these ones. Just if you do it on a piece of paper, you can just write I did it on a piece of paper, and that's perfectly okay. You don't need to worry about copying, pasting, or actually trying to draw something in here using the tools. Yeah, that's ridiculous. So just say I did it on a piece of paper. And I think that those were generally the questions. Again, use this template and just swap out the things you're talking about. So this analysis attempted to model the relationship between your two variables, A and B, X and Y, whatever your two variables are, GPA and number of classes attended, whatever. Then results of a linear regression indicated that, all of that standard, you can keep that exactly as it is. And then you want to just explain your results. Did you find that one significantly predicted the other? Or did you find that did not significantly predict the other? So you simply would write that out. Number of classes attended significantly predicted performance, or it did not significantly predict performance. These values are all coming out of that output. So let me move this a little bit so we can see both at the same time. So we see F153. Forgive me, I was looking at this and looking at the output and thinking those numbers don't match. But of course, this is an example. This is not the actual. But where these numbers are coming from, where you're going to want to pull them from, these are your degrees of freedom. So on this output, those are going to be the top degree of freedom. You're going to have 1, comma, 246. You want the top one and the second one. So those go inside the parentheses. And then equals would be our F value here, equals 48.870. And our P we could leave as less than 0.01, or be more specific, more precise, 0.001, which we get from right here. And our R squared, again, we're pulling from up here, the R squared in the model summary. To build our equation, we want to look at our coefficients, and we want to look at our model, and we can get the two values we need. The intercept is the y-intercept, right? That's the constant that we add. And then the effect, the b sub 1, the effect of x on y, that's, sorry, I'm trying to get this to, there we go. That's this unstandardized family support for interrace relations, right? For this example. So it would be, our equation would be that, was our dependent variable again? That openness to engaging in an interracial relationship is equal to 0.441 times family support plus 2.219. Or you could flip that around the other way. Here it would be 2.219 plus 0.441 family support times family support. Okay, indicating that for each increase in family support, each 1 point increase, we see a 0.441 point increase for openness to interracial dating. Whew. Okay. It's a good thing you can pause that and go back and listen to it again, huh? But again, this is just for practice. We will continue doing this APA thing. The APA part is not on this first test. It is on the second test. It is on the final. So you do want to be practicing it, but I'm not testing it since we just started it. We're not getting into it right now, but it's good to start practicing. Okay. And again, the solution is provided at the bottom. You can check your answers against mine. You can upload a file and you want to submit your quiz. And you can take that multiple times. And if you have any questions, again, on classwork 11 and 12, I hope this managed to answer most of the ones that I saw. If I missed any, then feel free to let me know.